Also in Christ. We're going to see how if it stay like that. But for some reason, when you change the audio source, it stays on. It works. I don't know why that is. Again, you know what I'm saying? Explain it, but it is what it is. All right, clap it up. In Christ. We here. I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? Durham, North Carolina. You know what I mean? It's a Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. We're priest and officer Lashawan holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we out here in Durham, North Carolina. You know what I mean? And I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yohana, teaching the truth according to the Bible. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You're the true Jews that the Bible talks about. You know what I'm saying? All the prophets, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the Bible of any importance, of any significance, you know what I'm saying? Those are your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That's the stock from which you come. You understand? And so, also real quick, we ain't affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite organization, church, whatever, imam, mosque, none of that. You're not affiliated with none of that. It's not of the I.S.U.P.K. and the Commanding General Yohana. It's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's not of the truth. You know what I mean? And so we don't get started with this language class, Salakia, but I'm gonna start off with the scripture that I use for the history class as well, because it is prevalent. So if you can, you mind reading for me, brother?
No, it's okay.
If you can get me Romans 15:4 real fast. Start there. We're going to do two quick scriptures and then get right into this. So if you can read that for me, Bob Michelle.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
History. You know what I'm saying? History. This is in this particular instance, you know what I'm saying? Paul, the prophet Paul, is talking about what? The Old Testament. He's talking about the things that were written before, the things that were written in the Maccabees, the things that were written in Ezra's, you know what I'm saying? The things that were written in Jeremiah, Isaiah, you know what I mean? That was the history then. And we read about what? We read about those scriptures and we read Romans. So literally this scripture we're reading right now, to us, is what was written when? Aforetime.
Right.
So we learn from what was written before. So if you understand reading the New Testament to get understanding, then you should understand that what were they reading? The Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? So read from the top.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Were written for our learning. Go ahead.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures.
So the scriptures are supposed to help us be patient and they're supposed to comfort us. You know what I'm saying? So many Christians, you know what I'm saying, Salakia, unfortunately, because of that disgusting Christian pastor, that bastard, you know what I'm saying, that child molesting, alligator suit wearing person.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that guy, they look at the Bible and the Old Testament as some kind of, like, just as soon as you tell them a scripture, right, they live in their life, and you say, you know, according to Deuteronomy, we living under the curses, man. Like we in captivity right now.
Right.
According to Deuteronomy, you're not supposed to do this, and that. Oh, why you judging me? You see, that's a problem with y'all people who read that Bible, and you know what I mean? They take it as a negative.
Right.
They take it as you harming them somehow.
Right.
When all you're doing is showing them love. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So, like, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? What am I hearing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, that's across the line. My bad.
But yeah, they don't understand that this scriptures is actually supposed to comfort us.
That's right.
You good?
I'm good. The scriptures are supposed to comfort us. It's not something the water, brother. It's not the water. That's what the scriptures are for. To make it almost not. Let me make sure I word this right. When I say make it easier for us, I don't mean that your life is always we in captivity. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to work. You know what I'm saying? You have a duty to the Most High. You have a duty to your family. You have a duty in life. Life is just a smooth sailing, but the scriptures are not supposed to be against us. The scriptures are not evil towards us.
That's right.
The scriptures are what make us better, what make us grow, what makes us better mothers, better daughters, better sisters, better brothers. Salakia. the Lashawan, before coming in here, I was a terrible friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would help people, you know what I mean? But only because I felt obligated to do it. I never really wanted to do it. My friends would call me. I'd ignore them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the kind of person, and I'm still working on now. I hate being bothered by anything. Like, I just want to be left alone at all times. Now, can't do that.
Right.
Because my brother might need my help. He might, every time I see my brother calling me, he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk right now. I'm watching a movie, but I don't know what he's calling about.
That's right.
He might need me. Even if he don't need me to do something for him, he might just need to talk to somebody right now. He might be going through it. You know what I'm saying? He might be having a hard time with the slave. He might just, his life just might be, you know what I'm saying, out of whack, and he just want to talk to his brother. And he probably calling me to see how I'm doing.
Right.
And I have the audacity to not answer for that brother. You know what I'm saying? So I know that. Why? Because of the scriptures. Read that part again.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Right.
So that's why we read these things, so we can be who we're supposed to be.
That's right.
So we can be the men that were saying the kings, the princes, and the princesses we were called to be by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Drop that. So lock you. There was one more I wanted to get real fast. Yeah. What's it? 1 Corinthians 15. That's charity, right?
13.
Can I jump there real fast for me? I'm gonna tell you where to start from.
Take it verse 4.
I want the one. Yeah, I want the very first one. Let me see.
Speak with tongues.
Yeah, start at verse 1. Real fast. You'll understand something, you know what I'm saying? We're learning this language, but just keep this in mind. So I just want to put this out there before we get started. Just keep this in mind. Learning this language is important. That is very important to get back to our culture. That's why we have this class every single week. You know what I'm saying? But remember this. All of what we're doing in here is not just about learning the language for the sake of learning the language. That means nothing. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do in here every class. So that way we can bring our people, you know what I'm saying, back to the Creator, back to the Most High, back to our Father. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men.
Though I speak with the tongues of men. French, Francois, Espanol, Spanish. You know what I'm saying? You speak Mandarin. You speak Cantonese. You know what I'm saying? You speak Turkish. You speak all kinds of languages. You know what I mean? You speak English real well. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers, it ain't even got to be another language, but you speak that English like you might have studied it or whatever, or you might have just been heavy into it. And you know how to say words in a certain way and formulate really complex sentences. You know what I'm saying? You're a wordsmith. And you know them languages. Go ahead.
And of angels.
And of what?
And of angels.
And I know the tongue of men, the tongues of men, and of angels. What's that talking about? That's talking about what we learning in this class. The Lashawan Qadash. What does Lashawan Qadash mean? What you got?
If I made a holy tongue.
It means holy tongue, right? This is the language of it's the tongues of angels. You know what I'm saying? When the angels go before the Most High, you know what they probably say? Well, they can't say Al-Waq because they ain't a general. They gotta say, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Most High Panyah, like, you know what I'm saying? The Most High is here. Y'all about you know what I'm saying? Like they gotta, I don't know how they would formulate it, but they speak this language. They speak the Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and finish it out. So I speak the tongues of men, I speak all the languages on earth, and I speak the Lashawan Qadash. Go ahead.
And have not charity.
But I don't have charity, which does not mean giving to the poor. We already broke that down many times. Charity does not mean giving to the poor. Charity means actually caring about your brother. You know what I'm saying? That genuine, it's a love of the Most High. And what is love according to the Most High? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. So charity is not sleeping with your brother's wife. That's charity. Right. You know what I'm saying? Charity is not wanting to sleep with your brother's wife because you wouldn't want him to do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Charity is what I just said. You don't want to pick up that phone because you're tired or whatever, but it ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? I am nothing. Without my brothers, I'm nothing anyway. So let me see what this brother got going. Shalom, Lord in Christ. What's going on, brother? You know what I'm saying? That's charity. Keep going.
I have become as sounding brass.
Right. You can learn this language all day long, but if you don't got charity, you become as sounding brass. You know what I'm saying? You become as, like when my brother bring it out. You know what I'm saying? When that little baby get a hold of the trumpet or some kind of instrument or something like that, and they just start blowing and making no sense. It's just loud noise. Keep going, finish it.
Or a tinkling cymbal.
Or a tinkling cymbal. You give them some drumsticks and they just start banging on stuff. You know what I mean? It'll mean nothing, right? So keep that in mind as we learn this language. You know what I'm saying? It's our language, it's our history, it's our culture. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Right? That's exactly what it is. Never forget that. But also keep in mind that none of this means anything. No breakdown means anything. No Lashawan Qadash means anything if you don't have brotherhood and if you don't care about your people. You understand? So now, with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Yanazar, if you can, Baba Bashar. Now, I know we've done this before, but real quick, just a quick brush up. I'm going to try to spend no more than 10 minutes on this. If you could just write out the alphabet in both the ancient and Assyrian. Okay. We're going to go through this real fast just to brush up before we get into this table. That's what today's topic is. The table of nations or the heathen nations. There's only really this table of nations because Israel is on it. But all of the other nations on this table are, of course, heathens. And we're going to get into the scriptures that show who they are. Talk a little bit about their characteristics. You understand? And we're going to break down their names in the Hebrew. So we know who we're talking about, who we're dealing with. Okay. Most High in Christ, brother. While I'm doing this, let me turn the camera on. Salakia. No, just seeing if no, it's actually too loud. Hopefully this thing, that's it. Jump. Sometimes when I move it. That's actually too loud.
Oh man, I left out the Zod.
You two are just write it over or something.
Okay.
Not over, it's right in the middle. But like, you two are. In the meantime, while he's doing that, sis, if you could, Baba Kusha, would you mind go ahead and just read it out the letters from the beginning to the end? Okay.
A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ta.
Most High in Christ. This is the Most High in Christ. Okay, while the brothers, we should be finishing up real soon. We're gonna all read them out together. You know what I'm saying? And Yazar, do not forget when you're done. Don't forget that. Remember, on the Assyrian, there are some different ones.
Okay.
For the end of a word.
Okay.
You understand? Okay.
The I, the Ka.
Just keep that in mind. Now, while he's doing that, also, remember that if you're wondering why he's writing it as such, if you were online watching, the Hebrew language is written from right to left, not from left to right like this thinking English. It's disgusting and foolish. Understand? Hebrew language is written from right to left. Okay. I'm sorry, Christ. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. You swab. But you good. Get a brother hand. It's a lot. Okay. So, remember, so this is the nah, right? So, you know what I mean? It's a little more rounded.
Okay.
And then you, the end of a word, just like that, right? Right? This is pretty, so I really, a little picky, that's too loud though. But, okay, so then we got what we got? The pa, right? Same thing. This is gonna be like, it's just gonna be dropping off that little hook at the bottom, right? It's the ra, that's the wa, it's the tizah. Right, the tizah got these little things right here. See, I think, yeah, so the tizah is gonna be like, right? And then of course we got the ma, right? So with the ma, it's not enclosed in the regular one. So I see what you did there. It's like, yeah, you got the right idea. It's just there's a little opening on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Right, this is a little space right here.
Got it.
There's nothing. So at the end of the word, it's gonna be like that. Go straight up. Right? Let's see any more. No, we're in the car. The car, where's the car?
After the I.
Right, I messed up.
No, that's the pa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the pa actually, because the pa looks a little bit different than the Assyrian. Pa is that, like, it looks like a freaking like a G or something.
Oh, right. Upside down G.
Yeah. Pa is like that. Right. So when you do it in the that's how it is. More like that, kind of, right? Then the other one was, of course, you get the ma, you get the na, and that's it. No, the ka. I think the ka is the one you forgot.
Ka's right there.
No, that's a top.
Ka, blah, blah. Yeah, I forgot the ka and
Right, ka. So,
Mississippi.
I'm sorry, no, you 12.
All right.
Right there. And then the ka and the Assyrian is actually a little bit simpler. It's kind of just like, you know what I mean? That's the ka. And then when you do this one is the one that's like straight up like that at the end of the word. You know what I'm saying? That's the ka. So let's get it all the way through. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, tizah, kwa, ra, sha, ta. Right? No sweat. Let's not forget with this is that ha. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hard ka.
It's a ha.
It's a ha. It's like that little back of your throat pause type deal. So remember, keep that in mind, ha. So really, and again, over time, you'll get more used to it. You know what I mean? So when we say Hakanaka, it's just because we used to saying things a certain way. You know what I mean? We have a certain dialect. We're used to being, you know what I'm saying, coming from America and speaking how we do. So it's weird. It sounds weird to us. You know what I mean? But over to try to get in the habit, you don't gotta go Hakanaka. This is not Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in my building in New York talks like that. It's disgusting. All right? So, but no, it's just Hakanaka. Hakanaka. If you say it fast enough, it almost sounds like a regular ka. Just like that. Most high and correct. All right? So, now that we got that all figured out, now we want to jump into this table of nations. Right? See, now it's erase that phone photo. Like, you got any opinions disinfectant wipes?
Is that what y'all were doing? We're gonna use like a spray or something?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, disinfectant like might be able to get it off.
Yeah, the white one is that yellow, that light sort thing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let's just. This is crazy. Yeah, we need to do this. No. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that'll work with the,
You gotta put the light sort with it.
no sweat.
I got it.
Yeah, do it, brother. Yeah, let me stop on my head. Yeah. You already know. That's probably what it is.
Is that the right type of marker for the white one?
Yes, not.
It can't be.
It says whiteboard marker though.
It's not a dry erase marker though.
Dry.
Oh.
It's not what?
Dry erase marker.
So what the heck is a whiteboard? You see that? You see how they do it? I ain't gonna say it. Your presence the devil.
I've seen it commercial.
Most times. See, yeah, dude. So Doc did it, and I was like, what the hell? Chris, lights off. Wow.
Probably know how to make good use of cognac.
What? All right, the water, brother.
Okay.
Is it
You
dry?
gotta get a second to dry. You need some dry, and have a little towel.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
What?
What is
What's
it?
on your Christ? Brotherhood is a weapon, like I said. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So we're gonna jump right into the water, sis. The water, brother.
Yeah.
My yard, if you could, Baba Shah,
What's up, man?
could you get me Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28? Actually, start from verse 24.
The book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 34.
24.
Verse 24. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. It's like verse 24. And Jacob was left alone.
We're talking about Jacob, right? Who's Jacob? Yeah.
The progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel.
I didn't want that particular answer, but that is correct. That's absolutely correct. In this instance, we're to say right now, Jacob is the son of Isaac. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely correct. We're gonna find out we got his name. Keep going.
And there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
Right. So Jacob was wrestling with dude. He was striving with this cat, man, fighting. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 25. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him.
So Jacob was busting his Salakia. Go ahead.
He touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh went out of joint.
So Jacob was putting the beats on this cat, and the dude touched his thigh, and Jacob's thigh went, oh, snap. The joint went out. You know what I'm saying? He was striving with an angel. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
Jacob knew he was wrestling with an angel. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not, nah, bro. I don't care if you mess up my thigh, whatever it is, I'm not letting you go. It's not happening. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
Read on.
Verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
Thy name shall be what?
Called no more Jacob.
You ain't gonna be Jacob no more. Just like whoever I was before, I ain't that person no more. That ain't that. Whoever that man was before, he ain't that person no more. This brother, this sister, we ain't that person no more. The same thing happened to Jacob because he fought. You know what I'm saying? He wrestled. Go ahead.
But Israel,
For
as a prince, hast thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed.
Right. So but his name is gonna be changed to Israel, right? So now, I'm gonna write that on the board, Salakia, the actual Hebrew name. Well, first I'll write it in the English so we know who we're dealing with. Right? So Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Read that last verse one more time, brother.
Verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince,
go ahead,
hast thou power with the power and with men.
That's right.
And has prevailed.
That's right. So he said, as a prince, you have power. Right? Lock you. Sit right there. Okay. Yeah, and be safe. So everybody can see it.
We gotta wait till it dry.
I forgot that part. No, sir.
Okay, we gotta go.
All right.
The water. What is the water? He's right. It's like.
I was thinking about that.
Don't sweat. All right. Oh, you do that. Wow, kind of funny. All right. So, Israel in the Hebrew, sis, if you could. Yeah, you just sound it out.
Yes, it's the left, it's the right or left.
So we go from this row. So what's this?
That's a
Just
line.
read, right now, just read out. Just right now, just say the letters.
Okay,
Right. So
that's an L.
no.
Okay. Oh, no, that's a I. But it's not an I, that's a Y. Is that a Y?
So in Hebrew, we would say what? What's the letter called in Hebrew?
Y.
La.
Nuh-uh, that's not I.
Okay, I'll write it back. Okay. You see that better? This is the letter that I'm writing.
Okay, yes, which looks like the Z. Oh, that's the Y.
In Hebrew, we would say what though?
Oh, yeah.
Ya. I'm sorry, first. All right. So that's a ya, and that's a what?
That is the Shah. That is the
It's towards the end. That's the Ra.
That's the
Come on.
and that's the La.
Most High in Christ. Now, look at the connectors. How then would you pronounce it?
Okay. Ya, Shah, Ra, no, Yash, Yashar, La, Yashar.
Most High in Christ. Give me sister hand. That's it. Yasha'Allah, like the scriptures say, it means prince of the power, right? Because I believe the word for prince is Shar. Matter of fact, let me look it up real fast so I don't give you false information. Right, Shara, right? So if you look up the word for prince, well, there's several words for prince. Not one, but in this instance, prince is in like a son, so lock here. Okay. Right, in this instance, it's Shara. So it's Yah, Shah, Allah, the power, right? It's Allah, right? He is a prince or prince of the power. That's what Israel means. And here we have it in the Assyrian, I'm saying Yah, Shah, Allah. And we have there's many names that end in that. A lot of times when you see in the English it ends in the EL, right? A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times when you look in the actual in the Hebrew, you'll find that coincides with the ending Allah, right? Which really just means the power. You know what I'm saying? So Yasha Allah. I think Ishmael's name is Ishmael or something like that. Ishmael, something like that. Ma'ala, something like that. Mayaka Allah. That's Michael. Yeah, right? Mayaka Allah. You know what I'm saying? We got General Mayaka Allah, right? So just look out for that, right? And that's why I think a lot of times even you see in the English, it'll say this disgusting word that is not obviously Hebrew, but that's in there. You'll see this word. Elohim, right? What's that translate to? Or what would we write instead of this? What's the actual word? Elohim, right? Most High in Christ. Elohim.
I didn't raise my hand so loud.
As well, right? So just be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, a lot of times it does coincide with the Allah meaning the power. So like yeah, y'all don't worry about this. You know what I'm saying? We'll worry about that. Now, from here, I'm gonna start using on my board real estate. Now the next one we're gonna learn about how to say Salakia. Again, I'm not gonna do this for all of them, just like the first three. Because you know what I'm saying, these are prevalent names that we all need to know, we all encounter consistently. So give me Genesis chapter 25 and verse 30, Mario, if you can't know for sure. Matter of fact, Yamazar, Salakia, brother. That's what. Yamazar, give me Genesis 25 and 30.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom. Who is Edom? We just read it, really. Who is speaking? Read that again out.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Right. Who is speaking in that verse?
Edom, Esau.
Esau, right? And by the end of it, yeah.
His name was changed to Edom.
Right. His name wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe his name wasn't actually changed to Edom in this sense. You know what I'm saying? But he was called Edom. Like people called him this. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not his name was actually changed, I'm not sure. I got any clarification on it. You know what I'm saying? But he was called Edom, and it followed him, and that's why his children were called what? Edomites. right? The same reason why, and I guess maybe his name was changed, right? Because obviously Israel's name was originally Jacob, but we're not called Yaquadites. You know what I'm saying? We're not called by the name Yaqua, we're called by the name Yashala, after our ancestor, our forefather, right? So now, Edom.
No.
Not quite. Not Adam. Let's see. Read Genesis 25 and 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over.
So I can read it from verse 23.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right. So this is when the angel came and told Isaac told Rebecca that there was 2 nations in your womb. You know what I'm saying? And they were striving in her womb, in her belly. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
It was 2 different nations, and they were going to be mortal enemies. Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder shall serve the younger. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled.
Since they were fulfilled. So that means that they had taken place. Go ahead.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right? Just the angel told her. You got 2 babies. You know what I'm saying? You got to have twins. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And the first came out. And the first.
Now we read that the elder shall serve the younger, right? Now read that one again, 25.
And the first came out red.
First came out red. Go ahead.
All over, like an hairy garment.
It was red and hairy, like Robin Williams. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
Right, that's Edom. Right? Before he became Edom, he was Esau. He was red and hairy. This is the origin of the so-called oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, the so-called white man, according to the Bible. He's red and hairy. It's in there. Okay? Salakia. Now, back to what I'm going to be going in on right now. His name, you know what I'm saying, became Edom. Right? His name became Edom. And so, again, I don't know why I've been written this so small. Alright? Slucky. He's all right. So, brother, if you can, Bob Bouchard, we're gonna jump over to this Assyrian real fast. Okay. No, you can sit down as well. Just hold on, just back. Go on. If you can, how do you pronounce this?
Ada. Yeah. Adayam.
Adayam?
That's
You can look at this one too. I didn't put the connectors. I want you to tell me where the connectors go.
Oh, on the eastern Edom. Edom. The Y, the Ya, the Y and the Ma.
Well, first tell me, pronounce it out loud in the Hebrew. How would you say Edom's name in Hebrew?
Adayom.
No. Salaki.
Adayom.
Is that a Yah?
Adawom.
Right.
Adawom.
Adawom.
Oh, that's the Y. See, I can't hear it because it's elongated at that.
Right. Right. Well,
it's not at the end of the letter. That's why.
Well, it doesn't. The Y doesn't really have it. Okay. I mean, the Y is just like.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking it was. Okay. My bad.
So let me talk. So Adawom.
Adawom.
Adawom. Wom. Right. So that's Edom. Adawom. You got Yasha'Allah and Adawom for Edom. All right. So now we're gonna do these last 2 in the scriptures, and then we're gonna go just breeze through the rest. Yeah, what you got?
What's it? Could you spell Esau? I mean, what was I.S.U.P.K, what's the translation of I.S.U.P.K into the Lashawan Qadash?
Okay, I'll look it up.
No, I have no idea.
I'm gonna give it a go. I.S.U.P.K, I believe. I.S.U.P.K. Right, so it's like a, I don't want to write, I'll just write this small here because I don't want to mess up the rest of the thing. But it's like the I, right? And then the Shah.
And the Wa.
You know,
I.S.U.P.K.
oh, I just wrote it two different. I'm tripping. Right, so the Wa. Right?
And
I.S.U.P.K. The exact pronunciation, I'm not too sure, but it could be I.S.U.P.K, I'm pretty sure it's I.S.U.P.K. Right? But that's out of one, it's Edom. Now, we're gonna get into some more discussing heathens. Salaki. Give me Genesis chapter 19. Start at verse 30, 19:30.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 30. And Lot went up out of Zoar.
Right, so this is Lot. Now we know Lot. Why do we know Lot? What do we know about Lot? Yeah.
He was the brother that was in Sodom and Gomorrah when the angels came to his house, and also he's the father of the Ammonites and the Moabites.
We'll get there, but no sweat, right? So he was in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know what I'm saying? Angels came and he was able to get up out of there, but what happened to his wife? Yes, sis, please.
She was hard-headed, she turned back and turned into a pillar of salt.
Right, she turned into a goddamn pillar of salt because she ain't listening. You know what I'm saying? Because she was still, you know what I'm saying, down with the get down, going on back in Sodom and Gomorrah. Stubborn, hard-headed, like the sister said. Like, we about to save our lives, you know what I mean? But because your husband just told you we want to do this, you gotta have a little bit of, well, I don't know. That was the end of that. You understand? So keep going out.
And dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters.
Keep going.
Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger.
This is the kicker right here. Listen closely. The firstborn said to the younger, go ahead.
Our father is old,
right?
And there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us.
What does that mean? Somebody, please. Go ahead, sis.
I was gonna say exactly like it sounded.
What does it sound like she's saying?
It sounded like they don't have anybody to mate with.
Right. Ain't nobody to, I mean, ain't no one, they believed that they were the last people on earth and there was no men to have sex with, right? That's what they believed. Go ahead.
To come into us after the manner of all the earth.
Right.
Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, and that we may preserve seed of our father.
Absolutely disgusting. Right? Right. Because let me ask you a question. You on a desert island by some stroke of unfortunate misfortune. You starving to death. And a little Wilbur piglet comes running past you. What are you going to do?
You're going to eat him.
Are you sure?
You're not supposed to.
Are you going to eat him?
No.
So who's going to eat him? Not me.
Not me.
So you know what I'm going to do? Starve to death. You know what we need to do in that situation? Starve to death. More than likely, You know what I'm saying? Now, again, don't think that this is magic, but more than likely in a situation like that, the Most High is going to get you out of that situation if he sees that you're not willing to do that.
I'm in the grasshopper.
Right. You're going, yeah, you'll be sitting there, right? But guess what? The one who eats the pig is going to get worms and die. Right? You know what I mean? So these literal, not sisters of ours, but literal, these two sisters decided to take it upon themselves to do something that was absolutely nasty and disgusting. You know what I'm saying? That's why they had to get their father drunk to do it. Right? But go ahead and keep reading.
And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father's old. Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
Oh, yeah, come on, sis. Let's get daddy drunk. You know what I'm saying? So we can go have sex with our father. This is incest. It's disgusting. And this is the birth of two nations. Go ahead.
And they made their father drink wine that night. Verse 33, Salakia. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
He was blacked out. He was drunk. We know according to the scriptures, it is a sin to be a goddamn drunk. This is why, right? This is one of the things. This is being drunk. You know what I'm saying? Can you drink? Is that 12? Come on. You drink, you get a little buzz, that's 12. But you cannot get belligerent, and you damn sure cannot drink to the point where you don't know what the hell is going on. Right? That's what this cat did. He drank so much that his daughter climbed on top of him and got all kinds of ungodly acts. Ooh-wee. Because he was drunk. That ain't an excuse. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday night with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
Right. So not only did the first one go in there and do this filth, she went to the young one. She did a nasty ringleader, and went to the young one and said, "Now you go in there and you do it." Sound like two disgusting. Like, come on, man. It's really, it's really crazy. But that's what happened. We're gonna see. I mean, it makes sense who came out of this. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 35, and they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Verse 36, thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
So the father had, unbeknownst to himself, I mean, I'm sure he woke up one day and realized, wait a minute, y'all pregnant? Oh, well, about that, Dad, right? Right? So they was with child of their father. Go ahead.
Verse 37, thus both the daughters of Lot were with child by their father. Verse 37, and the firstborn and called his name Moab.
Moab, right?
Moab.
Write this down. Ugh. Disgusting. No sweat. And read it, finish it out.
The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Unto this day. That means the Moabites are still here.
That's right.
Isn't that something?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, let me just write this out. And we're gonna figure out who the Moabites are. You know what I mean? Against Salakia, we need a new marker. Bear with me. All right. Again, one of the few words that doesn't have any, it has connectors, but they don't connect. None of the letters, none of the consonants actually connect. Right? Mawa'aba. Mawa'aba. Now we could go ahead and look at his name, Salakia. Alright? Ugh, his name means of his father.
Oh,
Ew.
what that means?
Good night. So now, right, from a prolonged form with a prepositional prefix, from her mother's boy, an incestuous son of Lot. Ooh-wee. Now, brother, if you can about the shout out. Could you give me the definition? I want you to look at your phone and look at the definition of Mongoloidism.
That's on my phone. Okay. What did I do? I must have spelled something wrong.
Thanks a lot.
Hold on a second. Mongoloidism. Yeah, what? Okay, when I put ism in there, they
Mongolism? Try Mongolism.
Mongolism. Yeah, I put that in. Let me go back and see.
No, so I got it.
I got it. Okay, Mongolism. No longer technically now considered offensive.
No, it's considered offensive. Gee, I wonder why.
Let's see if I got something else. Example sentences.
Don't worry, I got it.
Okay.
No sweat. No, you too wild. It's just, I'm going to, because
I
know why that is.
Yeah, I know why it is.
I know why it is. So I'm going to go to the etymology, right? Etymology is a website I use often. You know what I'm saying? I use this website to look at definitions of older words, right? So, Mongoloid, 1868 adjective and noun as a racial designation literally means resembling the Mongols, from Mongol and Oi, in reference to the genetic defect causing mental retardation. By 1899, from the typical facial appearance of those who have it, see Down syndrome. Now, we know that scientifically speaking, when two people's genetic code is so closely matched, right, what happens?
If I make birth defects.
Birth defects are more prominent when their genetic code is closely together, which is why people who have this, I read a story about an island. Now, this is disgusting, but this is the truth. It's like some disgusting oppressors about 100 years ago were brother and sister. They went to a remote island, as they normally do. They went to an island somewhere off the coast of like Australia or something. And they started to make babies with each other. Then they started to make babies with their babies, who made babies with their uncles, and made babies with their grandparents, and made babies with their cousins, who made babies with their brothers. These two brothers and sisters were the grandparent, husband thing, whatever, of a whole colony of incest people who had been there for like 30, 40 years. When people were like, oh yeah, like people in like the closest town or island or whatever, like, yeah, over there they got some crazy things going on. Nobody goes over there. Finally, the authorities went in there to go see what's going down. Of course, what did they find? They said it was the they never saw in their life. These people, most of the kids were blind. They had all kinds of defects that they just couldn't function. They were blind. They were obviously defecating on themselves. They didn't know any better. They had a complete and utter retardation. They were retarded. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, like a better word. So this thing comes from incestuous sex. It comes from incest. So these two sisters slept with their father and the first one had Mawa'ab. Brother, go back to the scripture and get me and read the next one. Read verse 37 again.
And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites until this day.
So that's Moab. Go ahead.
38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben Ami. Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon until this day.
Right. So his name was something, right? But he was the father of the progenitor of the children of Ammon. So we write that. Moab,
Son of.
and Ammon. Right.
I wonder what that Ami means. But he's the son of, we know that.
It's like
Son of a retard.
good night.
So like, yeah.
It's like means a nation. So like son of my people or something like that. It's disgusting.
Son of a limited gene pool.
Oh my God. Good night. Salakia. Right? So now we got Ammon, which is really right? Mm-hmm. The Moab is who today? Yeah.
If I may. Chinese people.
And Ammon is who today?
The Japanese.
The Japanese. Because, and why do they, and let me just go back to a little bit of that definition, right? So we read the definition of Mongoloid, right? So now, if you look up the word Mongoloid, listen to this. Mongoloid is a grouping of various people indigenous to, listen to these places. Let's see if this is a coincidence. Maybe I'm tripping. It's a grouping of various people indigenous to East Asia, Central Asia, Southeast Asia, North Asia, Polynesia, and the Americas. Because now they over here, right? The goddamn Asians, all right? They got Mongoloidism. That's why their faces look like that. That's why they, you know what I'm saying? You ever see somebody with Down syndrome? Which is where that word? Yeah. Now they don't say Mongoloidism. They say Down syndrome. If you see a person with, let's look it up, right?
So they objected to that.
Yeah, they wasn't having that. They ain't like that.
But we still call it Negroid.
This facts about Down syndrome. This is an artist rendition of a child with Down syndrome. If that don't look like, brother, like they're not doing a good job at hiding what they're trying to hide. Yeah, right. You see the flag, you know what I mean?
Black across there. What's the Khan? It's not Shaka Khan. The Sloppy, I'm sorry.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
There's two. There's Kublai Khan.
Yeah, Genghis Khan is the one that he was famous for spreading his seed around so much of Asia that he changed the whole gene pool across like Southeast Asia all the way halfway to the Middle East.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Mongoloidism.
Right? Well,
They call them the Mongols.
right, they call them Mongols, right? That's where they come from. So the Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, all of them, I believe Koreans more going on with Ammon, I believe. Or like the South Koreans are with Ammon, and North Koreans might be Moab. So the breakdown is something to that effect. I think it's split between the two. But Moab and Ammon, this is where they come from. Right? Mongoloidism, that's what they have. That's why they look like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, I'm gonna have to do this. You know, so that's not a problem. Just split it. But the next one we're gonna do right now is Ishmael. Who's Ishmael?
Man, y'all, they are the Arabians, the Arabs.
The so-called Arabs. These are the people, you know what I'm saying, blowing up everything. You know what I'm saying? They good for that. You know what I mean? I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, as long as they, you know what I mean? They got a whole, the scriptures say that Ishmael is a wild man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be at war with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Blowing up. The church is having London today, I believe.
Really, I'm not surprised. Right? It's Shammai. Right? So again, there's a few Hebrew words in here, right? If you look at it, right? And the Allah again, the power. Shammai. What does Shammai mean? We should remember that. Shammai. Shammai. If I say Shammai, what's that mean? Again, it means what it means is, remember, you gotta remember the context. I'm using it to say one thing because it's really saying the opposite of what I'm saying. Right? No sweat for time's sake, I'll give it to you. To Shammai means to listen, right? Or to be heard. Right? So you use the word Shammai to tell someone to listen. As in stop talking. Because you can't listen and talk. So Shammai, listen. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we actually want to look at, matter of fact, let's go read the scripture real fast. I know I said I was going to leave the other one to be the last one. No sweat. Slovakia. Give me Genesis chapter 16, verse 11. We came up, sure.
11.
16, 11, count.
16 and 11. The book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 11. And behold, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction.
Ishmael. So who's the angel talking to right now? Who's being spoken to right here?
Ishmael's mother.
Which is who?
Hagar.
Most High
The Egyptian woman.
Right. Hagar is the mother of Ishmael, right? Which again, we're not gonna go into it, but because he was the son of the bondwoman, right? He didn't get the inheritance that who had?
Jacob.
No.
I mean Isaac.
Isaac was Ishmael's brother. Who was older? Let me ask you a question. Who was older, Ishmael or Isaac?
Ishmael.
Ishmael was Isaac's older brother. But Isaac was the one who the blessing went to, right? You understand? Because it was prophesied that way. That's how the Most High wanted it. It is what it is. Ishmael got his blessing, but he didn't get what Isaac got. He didn't get the inheritance. He didn't become the line of kings did not go through Ishmael. You understand? Read verse 15 when you can. Oh, sure.
Verse 15. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. Verse 16. And Abram was 86 old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram.
You too hard to drop that. Lock in. So, Yashamayallah. If you go look up his name, right? Right? So we see that power there again, right? Shemai. This means, so Yah, Shemai, he is heard of the Most High, right? Or the Most High hears. Because what it says in the scripture, it said, you know what I mean? Behold, thou art a child and shalt bear a son, shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. You know what I'm saying? The power has heard you. So the Most High hears, or is heard, right? That's what that name means. You saying Yashamayallah. You know what I mean? But again, let me just get the other scripture real fast to clarify this. So like you know what I'm saying? Let these, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to kill them when black people want to run to Islam. It's absolutely disgusting. You taking on, imagine that, man. That's like you winning a race and somebody and being like, you know what, I'll take third place. I'll just take that. No, you won. Like you in charge. You're number one. Give me Galatians chapter 4 and verse 22. This is in the New Testament. Since y'all think that the New Testament, you know what I mean, the Old Testament is just too racist and harsh. Well, let's see in the New Testament what it says about Ishmael, the firstborn son, you know what I'm saying, of Abraham.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 2.
Mm-hmm. 22.
22. Salaki. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
For it is written that Abraham had two sons.
He did. He had two sons. Go ahead.
The one by a bondmaid.
The one by a bondmaid, by a slave woman. Go ahead.
The other by a free woman.
The other by a free woman. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But he who was of the bondwoman
was of the bondwoman, Ishmael. Go ahead.
was born after the flesh.
Was born after the flesh. Go ahead.
But he of the free woman was by promise.
Was born by promise. Let me ask you a question. How was Ishmael born? What did Hagar and Abraham do to produce Ishmael?
They had sex.
Okay. Now it says that he was born according to the flesh. Now Isaac was born according to promise, correct? There's another scripture that says that Isaac was born according to the Spirit.
That's right.
Right? How was Isaac born out? What did Abraham and Sarah do to produce Isaac? They had sex. So why wasn't Isaac born according to the flesh?
Because he wasn't of the promise.
No, so he wasn't?
I mean, I'm thinking of Ishmael, because he was of the promise.
Because he was of the promise.
That's
he
right.
was prophesied. That's the difference. Right. You know what I'm saying? Being born of the Spirit does not mean that your parents didn't have sex. Salaki, there's a little sidebar for anybody who tries to say, well, Christ was born by the Spirit. He was born by the Spirit. The same Spirit that Isaac was born from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Isaac was who?
The son of Abraham.
Right, but who was Isaac? In connection to Yahushua. Who was Isaac? He was Yahushua.
That's right.
It was born by the Spirit according to promise. But guess what? In both scenarios, their parents did what? They had sex. That's how babies are made. I can't believe I gotta explain this to not y'all, but I gotta explain this to adults like out in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like adults don't know how babies are. You know what I mean? That's how Christ was born, that's how Isaac was born, right? But Ishmael was born according to the flesh. He's just there. He's just a body. You know what I mean? He's not born according to the promise, as in he does not get the inheritance. So they got a whole religion, and Islam is a whole religion based on Ishmael. Right? They know they come from Ishmael.
Yeah.
They're one of the few nations that they know where they come from.
That's right.
They know that. And in their own Quran, it was the second surah, what? One of the joints.
Yeah.
One of the second surah, one of them joints, it says that it tells you that the Israelites were the ones who got the inheritance, right? So that's Ishmael. No sweat. So now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finesse this. Actually, can I get my troops real fast? Can I get some erasure going on here? It's a lot. If y'all want to take a picture of it real fast, that's Tawab. But I need some quick erasure so we can do the rest. So we went through the first 5, right? The rest of them we're just gonna write out. So I need my brother on the wiping,
And I'm following up.
and then you can just go ahead and try it. Tawab. I told you brotherhood's well. Most High in Christ. The water for tuning in. You know what I mean? I'm here every week. Most High in Christ. Y'all gonna stop talking crazy about the classic lanes, man. You see how they don't even say regular. It's a classic. It's a classic. You can't do a classic. You feel me? Now, all right. So I'm gonna write out. We're gonna do a little. Okay. I know I'm gonna do this. I know I'm gonna connect this. I'm gonna do a little testing. Close it out. Let me see how I wanna do this. Can do it that way. Yeah, that works. See the dry. Not quite. I should this is into all. That's too wild. The water, by the way. Also, in Christ, I did an excellent job. So lock you, bear with me. All right. No sweat. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the Assyrian up. Yep, that's I'm putting the Assyrian up. All right. Feel like I'm making it a little easy on y'all, but that's no sweat.
I don't know.
Come.
That's a lot,
That is a lot.
but it's not at the end.
The lot is a change.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. The lot is not, there's only one lot.
Okay.
There's only one lot. I see what you're saying, but yeah, there's only one lot. Come on, Marker. Don't do this to me now. You might have to do it in different colors. So we got Emu, all right? I'm not even gonna sound out the Hebrew. I'm not even gonna do it. Y'all gonna figure this out in ancient. I'm doing y'all a favor. I'm doing the Assyrian. You know what I mean? All right, this is Miss Ryan. So we got Ham, Miss Ryan. All right. Some more. All right. So we got in the Assyrian, Elam, Japhet, Ham, Mizraim, Canaan, Cush, and Put, however you want to say it. Who's up first? I need somebody to go from, let's see, how I want to do this. I need somebody to give me Elam, Japhet, and Ham. Who's up for the challenge? That was up. Come on, brother. Sister Lockie, you messed up now, because you're going to have to do Miss Ryan all down. I was trying to go.
I'm still trying to copy down what you had to make sure that I'm going in order, so.
Yeah, what's that in your left hand? Oh, you don't got nothing?
No.
Oh, snap. No sweat. Most high in Christ. If you had it, I wasn't going to mess with you. But most high in Christ, go ahead.
That's the I. Yah. Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to do it in the.
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Salak here, but I didn't clarify. I wrote it in the Assyrian. All y'all got to do is write it in the ancient. That's what y'all got to do. I wrote it in the Assyrian, so y'all just need to look at the Assyrian and translate it to the ancient. Show me one. Come on, I'm teaching you. It's on YouTube, sir. Come on, Pastor. I can post a link on the Facebook right now. I'll send it to the Durham page. Come on, Pastor. Okay, sure. Wait a minute.
That's the Pa. I get locked on them.
No sweat out. Take your time, brother. That's what this class is for.
That is the Fa.
Okay, let me see. All right. Salakia.
Except
No sweat. You did your dirt. All right. So you can go ahead and have a seat. We gonna get it right together. All right.
Okay. Khan.
Now, can anybody tell me? So the first one is Elam, right?
Elam.
Now I'm gonna give you the pronunciation, and then you could put the connect. I'll give you that chance because you don't know it already. So I'm gonna tell you what it is, and you go ahead and give me the connectors. So lock it 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So Elam in the Hebrew is pronounced as such. Ayalam. That's it.
I. Yeah.
Most High in Christ. Give brother a hand. You cannot forget to put those connectors even on those letters. That's important, right? In the ancient, it has connectors. That's it. You can never forget. I know you taught, but you can never forget the ancient has connectors, even on those particular letters. Again, it's not very legible. We're gonna work on getting a new one. Let me swap. But it's Ayalam. That's absolutely correct. Now, what we got next? Right? We got a Yah and a Tha. Yapath. Right? The proper pronunciation is Yapath. What you got? There it is. Most High in Christ. Yapath. That's Japheth. Right? Right? So Elam, who is Elam today? Yeah,
The East Indians.
Elam is the so-called East Indians. Those are the Elamites. That's who Elam is. They're the ones in 7-Eleven. Them cats. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones where I'm from, not just New York though, up north, a lot of them, they own your Dunkin' Donuts. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Down here, you know what I mean? They got some brothers down here, you know what I'm saying? You can work at Dunkin'.
They got a tobacco store.
Oh, so they got the tobacco stores out here, no sweat. But up north, it's all Elam. You see a black person in a Dunkin' Donuts working. It happens, but it's rare.
No, I can't remember ever
In my
seeing it
neighborhood,
in the last 10 years. I don't remember.
in my neighborhood, there's a In my neighborhood, there's a Dunkin' that's been on the same block literally since I was about 13, something like that. It's been there for like a long time. Right before I went to high school. I saw a sister working in there for the first time a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? It's been all Elam, right? That's the East Indians. Japheth, who is Japheth? Now we're going back. We're taking it way, way back, right? These two, I'm gonna put a little asterisk next to these two, right? Because they go back, way back in the time. Who's Japheth? Yeah,
The Polynesian, Indonesian, Aborigine, Hawaiian.
Oh, God, Most High in Christ, get that brother a hand, because he broke down the actual nation list. I was just saying in biblical context, Japheth is whose son?
Noah's.
It's Noah's son, right? So Noah had 3 sons, right? Japheth is one of them. Ham is one of them. Who's the other one? Shem. Shem's not here because, we already did the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted, though. Don't get it twisted. Elam comes from Shem. Elam comes from Shem. Edom comes Comes from Shem. Who else?
Moab.
Moab and Ammon come from Shem. Most High Christ, the Water. Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, Edom, all come from Shem. Right? You guys should do. You gotta do. Come from Shem. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? That don't really mean much. That's why the scripture says what it says, right? That's why the scripture says, you know what I'm saying, in Isaac, you know what I'm saying, shall thy seed be called. Because Ishmael's right there. What's that commercial that's so hilarious? With the dude fishing, you know what I'm saying? When he's like, you gotta be quick. Like, Ishmael close, but no cigar. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, Edom close, no cigar. Oh, Salakia, you didn't make the cut. You know what I'm saying? It happens sometimes. You know what I mean? My high school basketball team, I was right there. I missed it. Just like that. No sweat. It happens. It happens. Well, guess what? Luckily for me, it was just a goddamn stupid basketball team that couldn't win worth a damn anyway. So it didn't matter. But Ishmael and Edom, they are not getting inheritance with the Most High. They're losing out on that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High only cares about his people. You know what I'm saying? The 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. So now, we got Edom, Japheth, right? That's one of the sons, right? And we know, so we got I.S.U.P.K, right? And we got Yapaf, Shalom. Yapaf, right? So now, brother, Salakia, why did you add a letter?
I don't know.
No sweat, no sweat. You got it?
Right, I didn't need it.
You didn't need it at all. Understand this. I know everybody loves the ancient. I love the ancient. It's so wild, right? But don't add letters. They correspond. The amount of letters you see here is the amount of letters you see here. Now, you'll end up, again, this is something more advanced. When you're reading in like a Tanakh, you have to be careful because some of the words, unless you have a real Tawad Tanakh, they'll add letters in there. That's why you'll see in there, you'll see Salakia. I'm not saying this is not the right word, but you will see. You'll see this, right? Again, we're talking about in the Assyrian. So you'll see something like this. Again, Salakia for the marker kind of fading. You'll see this. Can somebody tell me what that says? If you can see it. I'll try to write it. Can somebody tell me what that says? Yeah.
Shalayim.
Shalayim.
Shalom.
That's this letter.
Yahweh. Shalom.
So it would look like it says what? Shalom.
Shalom.
That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
This is nonsense.
That's what those other people.
Right. This is fake Israelite. Do not embarrass yourself and go to the Passover and tell anybody Shalom, please. Good night. Don't do it. Shalom warns you, okay? This is not Hebrew, right? This crap is an injection. And when I say injection, all I mean is that the people, right? Because they wanted to say Shalom. They have all these ridiculous little, they call it Nakud. We talked about it before. These little marks and dots all over the place and little things and all this. They got all this garbage, right? But sometimes they run into a situation where they're trying to make it have a certain pronunciation. So in order to make you say Shalom, they put this crap in there to make you say that. But that is not the original spelling of the word by any stretch of the imagination. It's not shalom, that is stupid, okay? It's shalom, which sounds way more masculine and awesome. Salaki. We gotta clean that, no sweat. So that's what all I'm saying is just be careful when it comes to that, right? But 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna correspond. So yeah, here, you just didn't need this I. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the pronunciation of ham. Why do you think they call it kemet? Kemet. Because it comes from this word, chum. Right? So like you. So again, there's no connector here, but there is a connector here. Right? I'm gonna use this other one because this one's just kind of fading on now. It's just out, and this green should be too wild. Right? So what's sign Christ? Right? That ladder, right? Ham, that's the progenitor of who? Manute Bo. His son, Bo. Right? Bo. That's the cat name. It's a lot of Bo. You know what I'm saying? Bishop Tutu. Winnie Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Who else we got? Shaka Zulu, Kunta Kinte. I don't know about Kunta Kinte. I gotta look into it. But yeah, this is the progenitor of the cats over there who stick their heads up, you know what I'm saying, up the rectums of animals, you know what I'm saying, and then they eat, you know what I'm saying, what comes out of the rectums of animals. And blood. They love blood. Love to just drink straight up blood. Just brothers, like it's facts. You know what I'm saying? Go again. If y'all want to see how disgusting other nations are, you know what I mean? Again, I watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Not as much now as I used to. Go watch a show. There's a show called, it was on the Travel Channel called Bizarre Foods. You know what I'm saying? Never seen it?
Yeah, but all he eats is awful food.
So, right. But that's where but it's almost, it helps me visualize how disgusting other nations are. And he's an Edomite, so it all makes sense. And he's an Amalekite. He's a fake Jew from New York, right? And he go to India, he go to Polynesia, and Hawaii and all this. He goes to Africa, Uganda, and eats the most filthy, disgusting things you can possibly imagine, right? So that's who these cats are. That's him. Now, sis, we got just enough time. So, no, so I'm gonna let Yanazar hit me with Ms. Ryan, right? And then I'm gonna let you do the rest. So you got a little time. Yanazar. So I'm gonna give you the pronunciation, and you're gonna go ahead and write that out. So hit me with Salaki. 1 second. I need you go ahead and write it out. Actually, made a slight mistake myself. Oh, it's not. It doesn't change anything. Good. Remember the difference between the Tazah and the I. They face opposite directions. Oh. I'll give you a hint. The word is pronounced Matazarai. Oh, lucky. Go ahead. Don't say you bro.
Say how's the pronunciation?
Matazarai. Matazarayim.
Matazarayim.
Right. Yeah.
Metarayim. Mataz. Yeah, help me somewhere. Metarai.
Let me help you out. Got it? All right, let me help you out.
Nah, I'm messing up.
No, that's right. I got you, brother. Right? Here's the issue. So, what you're missing out on is this. It's 12. So, what's the other one? Dry? 12? Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12. No, that's right. It's 12. It should be fine. Here's the issue. You have
Men.
Tazah.
Tazah.
It's a 2-syllable letter.
Tazah.
Right?
Okay, so there's no connector there.
Tazah.
Tazah.
This corresponds to Tazah. Right? It's then the name of 2 captains.
Okay.
Well, several captains. Right?
Yeah.
We got Captain
Tazah.
Tazaryak. There's a connector between the Taza and the Ra in his name. I believe, right? It could be a Tazar, but I believe it's a Tazar. And then we got Captain Ka Tazar. Literally 2 letters. So I read in the ancient Salaki. Ka Tazar.
Ka Tazah.
Yeah, Ka. I'm talking about right in the ancient. Oh yeah. It's
No.
Right. No, that's correct.
That's
that's the you're right, I see what you're saying.
You're doing the ancient or the Syrian.
In the ancient, the Tazah
is the straight line in the Z.
Right. Something like that. I know I'm doing it kind of wrong. Right. But you see what I'm saying. No, it's what? Remind me. It's connected though. That's the problem. The problem is that that's what I was mixing up. It's where the line is. The line is there, right? The line goes straight down, but then the top of the Z goes like that. That's the Tazah. Come. So I did mix it up a little bit, but nonetheless, you were getting mixed up with the fact you write chart Tazah. It's Tazah. Right? So this is the Assyrian Tazah, and this is the ancient Tazah. Okay? But nonetheless, you got to keep that in mind. It's not 2 letters, it's 1 letter.
Okay. Tazah. When you see Tazah, okay, let me try again. Salaka.
That's right.
Tazah.
That's what I'm saying.
Tazarai.
You going in the right direction, keep going. Matazarayim.
Matazarayim. Matazarai.
More like Salaki, more like Matazarium. Matazarium. Nope. You know that doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen never. Yeah.
Tazar.
Oh, okay. Matazar. Yum.
Most High in Christ get a brother hand. Matazarium.
That's a good lesson right there.
Right. Most High in Christ. Well done, but you came through on the letters, because that Tazar was drawing a blank for me in the ancient, but the Most High in Christ, you remember that. That's it. I'm saying Montezarium, right? Who is Montezarium or Mizraim? Who's the guy?
The so-called Egyptian.
Right. So now you see pretty much how it looks. Everything from here on out is a bunch of stick napkins. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to say stinking, but I mean, it is what it is. That's who we're dealing with now. So sis, you up,
Okay.
right? You was on deck. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm here for it. That being the case, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here for it.
Sis, you can use the paper.
No, I'm using the paper.
Yeah,
I just don't know what I'm doing because you said something earlier about as far as the letters supposed to match up.
When I said that, all I mean was if you see 3 letters in Assyrian, there's 3 letters in ancient.
Yeah,
that's all I mean.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, that's it.
So what I'm doing so far is not matching. So I'm gonna try this.
If you have if you're curious about what a letter is, just tell me and I'll tell you exactly what that letter is.
Okay.
Like maybe my handwriting while you messing with you.
I'm gonna start on the whole what's gonna call it on this right here.
Yeah, you just spray out. No, right now.
For that red, right?
Yeah.
I'll get it later.
Correct?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the pronunciation while you're writing it. The pronunciation is Kana'aim. Kana'aim. Really, what we're doing, this is a matching game. That's all it is.
Okay, that being the case, y'all are brilliant because what you don't understand is that you're not translating into another language. You're translating into 2 different languages at the same time. You have brilliant minds. I ain't got nothing respect for you.
No,
So,
you translate. It's the same languages. It's just different.
2 different ways of
spelling. It's different symbols.
Which means it's a whole other language.
It's not another language because the language is spoken.
Spelling.
Right. It's a different spelling, different characters, but it is not a different language.
Are you telling me that there's an I in this?
So if I make sense, look at the Assyrian. Is there an I in the Assyrian? Because you wrote a ah. That's an ah symbol. Is there an ah in the Assyrian?
Is there an ah in the Assyrian?
Yeah, where your hand is there an ah in that word?
So no, there's no ah in it.
Okay.
So are we okay? So
you got all the right letters.
Is this one in here? But you said it was an I. That can't be this.
You sure it can't be that?
It looks like what that is. That's what it looks like.
That's the Assyrian.
That's the Assyrian.
And that's the.
Okay, so it doesn't sound anything like that, but if that's what you're saying it is, I'll take your word for it. That's how you spell it.
Sis, if I may. It's not gonna sound like it because it ain't English. When I said it's the same language, I'm talking about when you're translating the lettering from the Assyrian to the ancient. But over there, that is English. Because we know that there's no I, you know what I'm saying, Mizraim. There's no U in ancient Hebrew, right? Those are just English words.
Is that correct?
La.
Okay.
The pronunciation is Kana'ain. Kana'ain. Okay, so this is going to be this.
Is that correct?
So like it says, no, you too wild. The connectors do not go between letters unless they're connected.
It doesn't go.
I'll help you out. No sweat. I used to do the same thing when I first started.
Because that's, I mean, that makes sense to my brain, but if what you're saying.
What I'm saying is this.
Uh-huh.
When a letter doesn't connect to another letter, it's on its own.
No. I'm.
Right. So the connector is here.
Ein.
And this.
There's no connector.
It's like you draw a symbol, but it doesn't connect to each other. So you can't put it between each other because I don't know if they connect.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put something under there.
As a.
Nope. Other way.
This way.
Yep. Now.
But nothing between here, between these.
But what about this one? Ka, na, ein.
Okay.
There's 4 letters. Ka, na, ein.
Okay.
This one needs a symbol as well.
That one needs
to let you know that it's how it's pronounced.
No, because that needs an under.
Most High in Christ. Get a sister here. That's absolutely it. Kana ein. And that's all I was saying when I said it's a matching game. The only thing that you need to figure out here is the connectors. But literally, if there's a yah here, it's a yah here. There's a pa here, it's a pa here. A ta here, a ta here. That's exactly how it works. This is going to be our selection. You two out. You want to get in the habit of writing it. I see what you know.
I'm trying to figure out which one that one is, so I was coming in between because I did write it, but I didn't write it very well.
No, that's cool.
Okay. That one right there, and that's.
This is a wah. That's what I'm saying. If you got any questions
that was going to be my question. That was going to be my question.
That's a wah. So I just need a Most High in Christ. Now, if you can make kawash. Kawash.
So, am I connecting all of these? No.
No, it's like okay. It's kawash. Okay. So that's what you got to listen to.
Okay.
No, you twice. Okay. Listen to the pronunciation. That's going to help you out with the connectors. Kawash. That's it. Most High in Christ.
So, it's 3 letters, and this one here. So, H. Okay. That's the G, which is upside down. I think I did that right. So question, I'm spelling it the same way that I would in English, yes, PH.
No, see? All right. The English spelling means absolutely nothing.
But there's no F or
it means nothing.
Yeah.
The only reason why I put it there is so that we know what, when you read a Bible, you'll know what it's corresponding to. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Oh, okay. Let me look at your.
But it absolutely has no bearing on the spelling in Hebrew.
I'm gonna look.
Okay.
So that is this one. Goodness. Okay, so we're gonna do this again.
The first letter was Tawab.
It was Tawab.
It's a pop. Again, if you're not sure what the letter I wrote is, you can just ask me. I'll let you know. It was a pop. That's a pop. So you're good there.
That was a pop. Okay. So this letter here, is that a wa?
It is a wa.
And is that correct?
Not yet. Now the pronunciation of that word is going to be Pawat. Pawat.
Okay. So,
What's the finish line?
excuse. No?
No, the first pi is correct because the pi is by itself. But the watt,
The watt is,
they have to connect.
that was the, okay, that is a connector.
Most High in Christ, that's it. And is that simple? You just gotta keep in mind, sis. No, you too wild. No, I'm saying like, you'll, over time, you'll get it. It's just as simple as it was. Yeah, just keep it. As far as the only time you have to worry about a symbol being between the two is when they connect. If you hear, if you hear the letter said out loud, I-ya-lum, then you know the I is sitting by itself. Ya by itself. But then lum, that's not a letter. That's two letters together. I-ya-lum, connected. You know what I'm saying? Yapaf, connected. You know what I'm saying? Hum, connected. Matazarium, you know what I'm saying? Kana'aim, Kawash, Pawat. So that's the only time when you see, that's the only time you're gonna have two letters, just to end it off, select real fast. So that we're gonna do this week. This is the last thing we're gonna do, and we done. They're gonna take a picture, that's this. Nah, I don't even worry about it. No, we'll say that for next week. But yeah, so just keep in mind, that's when the connectors come into play. When it's by itself, just the letter, can literally pronounce the letter itself. I-ya, lum, upside down, little frown, connected thing, right? The actual name that I gotta get, so I was told, but I don't remember. But this is upside down one, like this, I-ya, and then lum, it connects it. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. All right, so we're gonna end it with a hand. Y'all did a Tawab job. Most High in Christ. So we're gonna close the class, you know what I'm saying, next week. And how we, you know what I'm saying, get through things like that in the Hebrew. You understand? And with that, pass the class over to Priest Officer Mayor. Security announcements.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements.